Previously on the Blockbuster Buster.
Very well. If my warning you will not heed, then you must face Assassin's Creed.
Mother!
Sir, is there anything I can get you?
No, Jarvis. I have an appointment with Lorelei and she's supposed to contact me any sec. Oh, for Godzilla's sake, this is exactly what I was talking about!
You are free to voice your grievance, Slayer of Silly Cinema.
Look, I know that you're just doing your job as the Guardian, and while I hate reviewing these movies, I know that it's my duty, but this whole teleporting me away in the middle of a sentence has got to stop!
We have an accord. Are you ready to review Assassin's Creed now?
Punch it, Chewie. We have a lot in common, you and I. We work in darkness to protect the light, but tonight, your light is gonna go out. Greetings, fanboys and fangirls, I'm ERod and I'm the Blockbuster Buster. Very few video game franchises have made as much impact in such a short amount of time as Assassin's Creed. A combination of stellar gameplay and outstanding aesthetics, what set this franchise apart is its huge focus on story, as it weaved a very intricately detailed plotline across its sequels, meaning that the filmmakers that made the adaptation have no excuse to get this wrong, as the entire plotline for the film adaptation was already laid out for them. But if I'm reviewing it, then it must certainly mean that they slipped on the proverbial video game movie banana peel. So let's do this. So our movie begins in Spain, 1842, where the hero of the franchise, Aguilar, played by Michael Fassbender, is being initiated into the Assassin's Brotherhood.
Bruh, do you swear to kill your targets in ridiculously elaborate ways and perform sick parkour moves even when it's completely unnecessary? Totally. It's nothing is impossible.
So apparently the Brotherhood is at war with the Knights Templar, a religious order who want to bring peace to the world by eliminating free will. And they plan to do so by using a magical MacGuffin called the Apple of Eden. So what is the Apple of Eden and how exactly does it eliminate free will? No time to explain, fast forward to 1986! Here we meet Aguilar's great descendant, Callum Lynch, who... Are we sure that this kid is related to Aguilar? After that horrible humiliation, Cal goes home to discover that his dad is an assassin from the Brotherhood, and that he just killed his mother. Yeah, dead mom in the first 10 minutes of the movie. That's how I like to start my fun-filled action-adventure video game movies. So, why exactly did Cal's father kill his mother? No time to explain! Fast forward to 2016! Here we find a grown-up Cal about to be put to death in a prison in Texas for an alleged murder that the movie refuses to expand upon. And if you find the constant time jumps without exposition so jarring that you want to hunt down the filmmakers and hit them over the head with a wiffle ball bat, then my friend, you know exactly how I feel. So Cal dies. But not really, as he wakes up at a super secret facility run by Jeremy Irons, where he is greeted by Dr. Riken, played by Marion Cotillard. Right off the bat, Dr. Riken insists that their facility is not a prison.
You're not a prisoner here, Cal.
Even though it's patrolled by armed guards and Cal is not allowed to leave. Go ahead and tell me more about how this is not a prison. And then she goes on to explain that after decades of being at war over the apple, it was Cal's ancestor, Aguilar, who found the apple and hid it, so no one could use it. And now, using a machine called the Animus, Dr. Riken plans to extract Aguilar's memories from Cal. And, wait a minute, hold on! So, the machine doesn't extract Cal's memories. It extracts the memories of his dead ancestor From the 1840s?
Of course! Don't you know anything about science?
So Cal is forced onto the Animus. Good thing this is not a prison. And thus we begin our first flashback sequence to the 1840s. And before I say anything negative, I just want to point out that these sequences are beautiful. The production design, cinematography, and action are top-notch, and you can tell that the filmmakers put legitimate effort into these sections of the movie. Unfortunately, these flashbacks create so many issues, I don't even know where to begin. For starters, the fact that this is a video game movie with actual cutscenes in it is unintentionally hilarious. But more importantly, because these scenes are so good, they make the rest of the movie look dull by comparison. Seriously, after seeing this cool stylized medieval world, why would you want to take your audience back to the boring-ass real world? It seems like a step back. But the absolute biggest issue with these flashbacks is that it is impossible to become emotionally invested in them. The movie shoots itself in the foot almost immediately by establishing Cal as the main character, the one whose safety we're supposed to care about. But 25% of the movie and the bulk of all of its action sequences follow Aguilar, his ancestor, who we know doesn't die until after he finds and hides the apple. So why would anyone become emotionally invested in all of these action sequences if we know for a fact Aguilar will survive them? Now, let's just say for the sake of argument that they were to pull a fast one on us and Aguilar were to die during one of these sequences. So what? Who cares? He's not the main character. Callum Lynch is the main character, who will always remain unaffected by anything that happens to Aguilar in the past. Wait, what? Okay, while I might be right about Aguilar's safety not affecting Cal, apparently the stress of using the Animus is so physically taxing that it causes seizures, hallucinations, and paralysis. But it's okay. After Cal recovers from all of this, the guards just beat him and put him back in the Animus. Good thing this is not a prison. Continued use of the Animus starts to allow Cal to experience Aguilar's memories when he's not hooked up to the machine. And soon, he even begins to exhibit his ancestors' skills. It is through his connection to Aguilar that Cal realizes that all the people trapped in the facility are descendants of assassins. And the facility has been doing this for years, kidnapping the descendants and waking up the memories of their ancestors to find the apple. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You kidnapped a bunch of people, you were holding them together in the same facility against their will, and you're giving them the memories and skills of the most dangerous assassins in history.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
I agree with Uncle Scar. I have a feeling that this is not gonna end well. Due to the fact that Cal has become more uncooperative with Dr. Riken, he is approached by Uncle Scar himself to convince him to use the Animus willingly. He starts his pitch by confessing to Cal that the facility is run by none other than the Knights Templar. Holy smokes, the only group on the planet that even knew that the Apple of Eden existed is the group that is looking for the Apple of Eden? What a terrifically titanic twist! So at this point, a lot of you are probably wondering, after revealing that they are pretty much the villains, what the hell could Uncle Scar possibly offer Cal to convince him to cooperate? Well, as it turns out, one of the assassins Uncle Scar has trapped in the facility is none other than Cal's father. And Uncle Scar offers him the opportunity to use the apple to eradicate all the assassins, including his dad, so he can get revenge for him killing his mother. And Uncle Scar will allow Cal to get his sweet, sweet revenge in exchange for Cal going back into the Animus and locating the apple. First of all, Cal doesn't hate the Assassin's Brotherhood, he hates one assassin, his father, and he doesn't need the apple to kill him, he can just shank him in the prison yard. The facility's yard. And also, didn't the Assassin's Brotherhood disband after the apple was found and hidden? So, by the Knights Templar giving the descendants their memories back, aren't they recreating the very group that they need the apple to destroy?
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
So during the latest trip into the Animus, we see Aguilar and a female assassin trace the apple to Grenada, where the king is about to trade it to the Knights Templar in exchange for the safe return of his youngest son.
Is this enough?
When the smoke clears, Aguilar has the apple, but the fattest, clumsiest guard somehow has the female assassin at knife point, forcing Aguilar to choose between her and the apple. Oh no, not the character that they never bothered to introduce or develop. Seriously, did we even know her name? And thus, Aguilar gets away with the apple, which he then gives, and I kid you not, to Christopher Columbus for safekeeping. Yeah, the apple probably would have been safer with the Knights Templar. The real Christopher Columbus was a genocidal jackass and an idiot.
Fools, all of them! My math says the Earth is teeny tiny and shaped like a pear, and at the top it has a succulent nipple.
He actually believed that?
Yes, I actually believe this.
So the Knights unearthed the apple from Christopher Columbus's grave, and they lived happily ever... Hold on, didn't they fill their facility with super assassins that would do anything to keep the apple out of the hands of the Knights Templar? In spite of the rampaging assassins, Uncle Scar gets away and plans to make a victory speech during the next assembly of the Knights Templar. Sounds good to me. I mean, what could an assassin possibly do to stop you from making a speech? Oh, I see the mistake that he made. You see, he forgot that the assassins were assassins! And so our movie mercifully ends, with the assassins perched on top of a building monologuing about how the war between them and the Knights Templar has begun anew. I assume this was supposed to be sequel begging, but I hope to God that we never see sequels of this ridiculous rubbish rump. Because there's only one thing that deserves to be assassinated around here, and it's not the Knights Templar. Busted. That was enjoyable. What the hell was that? And it depowered me too. Huh. Well, I guess I should finish the review. This movie's a cantankerous creed of consecrated crap. While it might resemble the video game superficially, 75% of it is just so dull. Yes, all the flashbacks are very entertaining, but most everything in the real world is horrifically boring. All of this could have been fixed by eliminating the present day scenes, and just have the whole movie take place in the 1840s. The characters suck. They have the personality of lawn furniture, and with today's most successful franchises being praised for having diverse, relatable, and multi-layered characters, I have to question why anyone would think this was acceptable. Now, even if you can overlook all those flaws and just see it as a fun action movie, it's still no good. Why? Because for an action movie to work, there has to be a legitimate threat. And this movie doesn't have one. The apple is immaterial. They all talk about it, but we never see it work. So as far as the audience knows, it was just a pretty paperweight. And the Knights Templar are no match for the assassins. They are just there to provide the assassins with an ample supply of bodies for them to kill. Hell, the only time in the movie we see an actual assassin die, she killed herself. And I can't think of a better metaphor to illustrate the issues with this movie. Alright, Lorelai, there you go. I finished the review. Go ahead and send the next mortifying movie.
Very well, destroyer of DVDs. As the concept you have gapped, your next review will be Warcraft.
Listen to me, you whimpering warmonger.
Sir, are you okay?
Yeah, it's that same pain again.
Anything I can do?
Yeah. Start a trace on Lorelai's signals. I want to know where they're coming from.
I would need to know the exact frequency by which she is transmitting said signal.
I already got it. Let's just say I didn't visit Lorelai earlier just to complain about the abrupt teleportations.
We have an accord. Are you ready to review Assassin's Creed now?
I will start the trace immediately, sir.
Thank you, Jarvis. I had a bad feeling about this from the very beginning.
He's on to me.
Hey yo, this video is old. If you want to see brand new episodes of the Blockbuster Buster, go to dailymotion.com/blockbusterbuster. And if you want to join the Legion of Badassitude, hit that subscribe/follow button. And join the Legion, suckers!
Nice.